35.4 From slash of the supplement to the source, the theory of writing let us close the angle and penetrate within the text to the place where writing is named and analyzed for itself, inscribed within theory and placed in historical perspective. Chapters 5 on script, and 6 whether it is likely that Homer knew how to write, perhaps a little artificially separated, are among the longest in the essay, in any case the longest after the chapter on the formation of Southern languages. I have already called attention to the alterations in the chapter on Homer, now it is a matter of reconstituting or maintaining the coherence of the theory against a fact which seems to threaten it. If the song, the poem, the epic are incompatible with writing, if writing threatens them with death, how do we explain the coexistence of the two ages? And Homer knew how to write, at any rate that he knew writing, as the episode of B. Ellervon 1 in the Iliad seems to testify. Rousseau takes note of the fact, but stubborn in my paradoxes, he describes himself as tempted to accuse the compilers of Homer. Did they not write that history of writing after the fact, introducing it violently into poems that for a long time were written only in men's memories? What is more, there are few traces of the art in the remainder of the Iliad. But I venture to suggest that the whole Odyssey is just a tissue of inanities and stupidities that would be dissolved by changing a letter or two. Instead, the poem is made reasonable and fairly continuous, by presuming these heroes did not know how to write. Had the Iliad been written, it would have been sung much less. Thus a thesis without which the entire theory of language would founder had to be saved at all costs. The sign of obstinacy which I have just quoted shows it well. These chapters on writing are a decisive moment of the essay. In addition, they introduce one of those rare themes which, treated in the essay, are absent in the second discourse, as themes articulated into an organized theory, absent, in fact, from all other texts. Why did Rousseau never finish or publish a theory of writing? Because he judged himself a bad linguist, as he says in the draft of the preface? Because the theory of writing is rigorously dependent upon the theory of language developed in the essay? And if it were not so, would not this argument, reasonably assumed, be all the more significant? Or further, is it because the essay was supposed to be an appendix to the second discourse? Or because Rousseau, as he says in Emile, is ashamed to speak of the nonsense is writing? Why shame? What might one have invested in the signification of writing in order to be ashamed to speak of it? To write of it? To write it? And why is it nonsense, this operation in which one recognizes at the same time, notably in the essay, such dangerous and mortal powers? At any rate, the importance of these two chapters, the obstinate effort to consolidate a theory, the laborious ruse to disqualify the interest in writing, are signs that one may not neglect. Such is the situation of writing within the history of metaphysics, a debased, lateralized, repressed, displaced theme, yet exercising a permanent and obsessive pressure from the place where it remains held in check. A feared writing must be cancelled because it erases the presence of the self-same proper within speech.